Hello and welcome to another quick video review from salesburg.com. Today we are going to be looking at the Big Shuriken 2. This is the follow-up of the previous Big Shuriken, as we saw earlier in one of our other video. They have revised it for more support, the newer CPU models, and they have apparently added another loop of heat pipe, which is great. Now, with the packaging, let's start with the packaging. As usual, with the side product, it looks very characteristic of their packaging, and on the box it says multi-core support and 115, 1156, 1366, AMD, AM3 plus, FM1, and so forth. Of course, they'd be supporting a lot more CPUs, as we are going to see. Right, let's start with the unboxing now. Okay, what do we have first? CPU coolers sitting in there, nice and big. Let me pull that out. Put that there. And on top, there are the mounting accessories, various types of screws and things like that, mounting plates, backplate. We've got the manual there, installation guide, and oh yeah, there inside there's some thermal paste there. That's typically how it is with side product. Now let's take a few close-up look of the CPU cooler itself. Okay, now for a bit of test. What we have over here is the fan placed at about 20 centimeters away from the microphone, and we're going to be turning the system on with first 1000 RPM, and then we will turn it all the way up to whatever the fan spins up to. We will see what the maximum RPM is at full and what amount of sound it makes at full. So let's get started. Okay, now the fans are running. We got it down to about 980 RPM using a dimmer, and we can see that over here. It's currently at 972. So I'm standing at about 1.5 feet, 2 feet away. There's barely any sound that I can hear. Suppose you're getting some sound because the mic is so close to the cooler. That's what, basically about one hand span roughly. Now let's turn it all the way up. Obviously now it's a lot more audible, and the current RPM reading is 2014. That's the current RPM. Now, as we can see that it's making some sound, not a lot. However, there is a lot of airflow over here, lots. Okay, now the next fella. Okay, the good old humble Intel stock cooler. Same thing, we've placed it at about 20 centimeters away, and we are going to be looking at 1000 RPM. I'll get it as close to 1000 as I can, and then I'll be turning it to full voltage. And we compare the sound. Let's see how it goes. Okay, the fan is now currently spinning at about 1051 RPM, and likewise it is not very audible at all. Obviously it's very low RPM. Now let's turn it up. Right, so we've turned it all the way up, the regulator. The motherboard at this point in time, because it's rather cold and all that, it's only spinning it at 2500 RPM, but for our purpose it is definitely more audible. From here on it's just gonna get louder and louder. So let's flip back the frames between the two, see what you think. Right, let's talk quickly about the appearance of the CPU cooler. Now I'll start off with the measurements. As advertised, the fan is 120 millimeters over here, either direction, and the height of the fan is, as we can see, very impressive, low profile fan as well. From over here I can see it's just around 8 millimeters, and the height of the CPU cooler overall from the desk is just under 6 centimeters. That's what I can see visually, maybe 59 odd millimeters, which is very, very low. I mean, you could not possibly have a case that requires you to go lower. And the fan itself, let me see what the diameter is, approximately from one end of the fan to the other is about 11.4. So that's a pretty big fan on a CPU cooler of this height. There aren't many that matches this. And now, as previously mentioned, this particular version, revision, as I may say, has 5 copper heat pipes, and the way that heat travels to the this array of fins over here is by the looping heat pipes. We have over here the contact plate, which is nickel plated, very shiny over here, and the heat that it picks up loops so onto the heat pipes, and then it's transferred to the fins, and from the fins to the environment inside the case, of course. And there's a little bit more of aluminium fins over here, just underneath the main array of the fins over here. There we are. So Do I recommend this? Absolutely. There's no doubt that this is one of the most unique CPU cooler in its class, right? It is huge for as opposed to its competitors, and possibly sits the lowest, except there's the Shuriken Rev B as well, which is made by Scythe again. Scythe also is known for the build quality. I mean, this is phenomenal. There's no as far as the build quality goes, I could not find any complaints. This is very, very well built. I'm sure, as you can see, everything is precise, and it feels great. There's no sharp edges over here, and it feels very sturdy as well. Nice construction as usual from Scythe. So yes, I would highly recommend it. For those building a HTPC, you definitely need to have a look at this. For the features alone that it packs and the performance, obviously, there are a few other CPU coolers in the same grade competing for the same market, but I'd say this fits in right at the top somewhere. So there we have it. That was the quick look and review of the Scythe Shuriken, Scythe Big Shuriken, Scythe Big Shuriken 2. We also recommend you have a look at the previous Scythe Shuriken model as well. So having said that, thank you for watching. For more video reviews, please visit us at salesberg.com. See you next time.